back to the channel. Back with you again. As you can see, it's just an engine at the moment. Taking the engine out of the frame. The frame's now gone off to be satin powder coated. So that should probably be about a week, 10 days or so. So I'm just literally down to the engine. This needs to be completely cleaned up. All the cases can come off. But no, basically, yeah, all this needs to be cleaned up. Then I'm going to repaint the block and the main engine housing. Obviously all the chrome bits I can take off, get all them cleaned up. I say some bits are on the bench already. Carbs, I'm going to re-strip them back down, again polish, paint. Sprocket housing does have a bit of a shine on it. I did do a little bit of it, but that's going to go for a proper polish down. I don't know if you remember, but obviously this is a spare. I have actually got one that's been polished up, a little bit more work to do on it. But no, at the moment it's just basically, I think there's probably a little bit of oil still in there. Sorry about the sunlight, it's quite bright. Yeah, it's just going to be a case of just starting to strip all this down, just clean all this up, and then it should be ready to go. The engine does run. I had it running obviously some time ago, so I know everything's okay. But again, as you can see, some of it is pretty corroded. And then I can start obviously later on the exhaust system. I've actually now got the downpipes. They're all packed away, so they'll be ready to come out. I've gone basically just for a 4:1 Marvin polished stainless, so it's a chrome effect. Which should roughly take me to sort of about halfway under, and then I can start making the back. I still need to work out how I'm actually going to do it, how I actually want the final exhaust, whether I want one coming out the side or two coming out one side, or whether I go up through the tailpiece. Wait for paint to dry, which, as you know, could take some time. This was done a while ago, so this is it's looking a lot better. The orange, as I said, the orange is now gone. With the tank, again, I did that some time ago, so that was down to the bare metal. Obviously, got a small dent here, so that's got to be filled. This is obviously where the original badge was. That's going to be all filled because I want it flush. But at the moment, yeah, it's come out quite well. Same on the other side. So while I'm waiting for the frame, basically it is going to be bodywork, get the tailpiece sorted, then start looking at some sort of seat. Probably go with just a foam and cover it, and then bolt it through or glue it down. I'm not sure yet. Let's say the underside's actually not looking too bad. That's spinning quite freely for me. Saves me turning it, so you can get actually a good shot of it. Obviously it does need a bit of work just here, but as I say, when I actually get it on the frame, it may be a case I might have to shape this a bit more, obviously, because that's an RGV 250 seat unit, and as I said, 1000J2 tank, so there's going to need to be a bit of shaping in there just to get them to line up and match and fit nicely. Forks are off, all the front wheels off, etc. Probably going to change the colour of the front wheel again, so that needs to be stripped back down again. But I'll worry about that at a later time. But no, for now, I'm going to start stripping this down. Not going to bore you with it at the moment, so I'll see you in a few minutes when I've got started getting a few bits off. Right, welcome back. Right, you can see clutch cover off. As I say, that's the actual spare one, so I'll probably even just polish that up, just get rid of it, sell it on eBay. Surprisingly enough, the actual gasket's actually in good condition, but all this will be coming out. Let's just get this off. Must admit, from the last video I did, obviously I was asking people if they could, if they had any help or tips or hints on what I could do with the welding and what was the best way to plate it. I did get a couple of comments on YouTube, but I did get quite a few through Facebook, which was most appreciative. And the one that ended up working perfectly for me was a good friend of mine replied and basically gave me a load of great tips and hints of how to plate it, what to use, what metals, thickness, etc. Which actually worked a treat. So cheers for that. You know who you are. Really appreciate that. As I say, it's nice to get any hints or tips, etc. Because this is, I don't know, this is a project that's obviously I've been doing now for a couple of years, and it's kind of going into the unknown. I'm exploring new things that I've never done before, which is all good. It's all part of the learning process. But as I say, I'm going to keep continuing, obviously taking off all these covers. Eventually, obviously, the clutch will come out as well. New clutch get new clutch plates going in there, frictions and stills. Get these gaskets off. Literally. Pickup cover as well, so the cover's off. Yeah, not brilliant. I'll have a look around, see if it's savable. It might be, I've done a little test area, but it's whether I can actually get all these out, so that could take some time to actually get that down, but it might actually take the metal too thin, so if not, it'll be a case of tart it up as best I can and probably get rid of it and see if I can find a better quality one. The clutch cover, as I say, I've already done the original that was on here. That's all been polished up, so I just had the spare one on for now, but like I say, I'll probably clean that up and that can go on eBay. Get the rocker cover off, get that all cleaned up. I mean, that was originally black. I may go for the black with just the chrome ends, I'm not sure, but as I say, the bores, get that off and basically clean it all up and get them all painted up. So I'm going to keep going on with this. See you in a bit. Right, so most of the pieces are off, just the last few bolts to take out. Just rock the cover off. Right, as you can see, that looks pretty yuck. I'm not that worried about the bolts. They're in there, they're going to all be replaced. They are pretty old and disgusting. Alright, all the other parts are off. Let's just shove that at the back. And obviously hours of polishing. But yeah, it's not too bad. So join me again. As I say, I'm going to start prepping these up one at a time. Join me in the next episode where I obviously start clearing up, cleaning them, and then prepping for polishing. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Cheers.